Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a classic TFL Hot or Not mashup because we've got Red Sport versus AMG. We've got rear-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive. We've got heavy versus heavier, but here's the thing. We've got two twin turbos that both put out just about 400 horsepower, and also we've got Paul, our expert race car driver. It's your turn, dude. Are you ready?
I'm ready. This is going to be fun. So under the hood of this Q50 Infiniti Red Sport, what we have is a twin-turbo V6. Now we're used to twin-turbo V6s from this brand, of course, with the all-conquering GTR. This engine, though, is a little bit different. It puts out 400 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque, and it's backed up by a 7-speed automatic transmission. Zero to 60 in the Infiniti Q50S. Try not to spin the tires too much. Okay, 5.52 seconds there to 60. But yeah, it's got some beans. So under the hood of the E43 AMG, we don't find the normal V8 that we're used to with AMG cars. This is kind of the baby AMG, and it has a twin-turbo 3-liter V6. It puts out 396 horsepower and 384 pound-feet of torque. So twin-turbo V6, not a big old V8, and not a twin-turbo V8 as we see in some of the AMG cars too. It's also bolted to a 9-speed automatic transmission, so it's got lots of gears to row through. So that means it'll have pretty short gearing, which means lots of shifting with those paddle shifters around the track.
Throttle. And right.
5.50 seconds to 60. The speed of this car versus the Infiniti, basically identical in a straight line. That's going to be really, really cool when we get them on the track. All right, so we've got Bridgestone Potenzas, and so these are summer tires. It runs a 245 19-inch in the front, and then the rear is also a 19-inch, of course, and it's a 265. And so the tires are important. If you want to get lap time, it's all about having a summer tire around the track in the summertime. But also, when we look at this car, it is just full of technology. It's got steer-by-wire, first car on the market that has it. I've never driven a car with steer-by-wire, so I'm a little bit concerned about what this feels like. So it'll be interesting to try that. Beeping at me, I'm not sure why. Steering is bizarre world. Lots of understeer, then oversteer, kind of sloppy in its responses. Needs more damping from the shocks. A wooden brake pedal there. Wow. So lots of like rubber in the suspension. It's just kind of moving around everywhere, getting it under those high loads, high cornering loads. You can just feel things changing, and then you're chasing the steering the whole time, which is, you know, it's steer by wire.
You too can put your lap time against our man Paul. All you have to do is click on the link below, come out here to IMI Motorsports, and see how fast you can go around this track. And guys, if you do come out here and you can't match Paul's time, there's a secret way you can. Just buy his book, Optimum Drive, available on Amazon, available at your local bookseller. It's a bestseller. Check it out. And you can drive just like Paul. All right, maybe. All right, you can't, but you can try.
When we're looking at the Mercedes wheel tire combo, we've got 20-inch rims versus 19. We also have a slightly bigger rear tire, so it's the same 245 in the front, but in the rear we've got a 275. So even though we have a little bit higher treadwear rating on this car, one of its advantages just might be the fact that all the AMG 43 series cars are now all-wheel drive cars. All right, E43 AMG, away we go. Let's see what she can do around here. Very short gearing, so we gotta pull the gears pretty quick on this car. Using the paddle shifters, because it has a column shifter. What's this, like an old Crown Vic or something like that? It's got decent grip, but you can tell it's heavy. Not very light on its feet. Sliding along quite nicely through there. Twin turbo V6. Remember, this is not a V8, even though it's an AMG, and that means it's 400 horsepower, not, you know, the usual 500 plus, but still a $90,000 car. Mercedes probably tell you that's American. Definitely heavy feeling. Not a ton of grip, but reasonable. It's a big, heavy car. When you can feel its mass, a little bit under-tired for its mass, then, you know, it moves around a lot.
So what do you think your time was?
It's hard to say because the grip actually feels decent.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say maybe like a 107 and a half or something like that.
You're so on, dude. Look at that. 106.67.
107.67.
107.67.
Yeah. It feels like I said, it feels like when you got into those cars 15, 20 years ago when there's a lot of rubber bushings everywhere.
Yeah.
And the car's just always moving and you're trying to get it to take a set and it's like, it wants to either understeer or it wants to oversteer. It doesn't want to just carve around the corner, you know, no matter what I'm trying to do to finesse it into doing that.
Before you started this lap, you thought it was going to be at 106?
Yeah.
And you were being conservative, you said? You were. It's 106.44.
There we go.
There you go. So you're exactly on the money. How does it feel?
It's good. It's just a big old girl.
Yeah. So Paul, there's a $30,000 spread between these two cars, but the real question is, well, let's start with the Infiniti. Is it hot or not?
No.
It's not hot.
It is not. It's just kind of well, I guess we've used the phrase before, it's a hot mess, you know, in a way, but it's not hot. So the thing about that car is that steering is half a step behind me at all times, and it wasn't what I expected of a modern button-down sports car or sports sedan.
All right, Paul, so we've got one knot. Do we go for two? What's the Mercedes?
Not.
Oh, we go for two!
The double negative. That doesn't make a positive, by the way. It's just
Why
a double
not?
negative. It's a tank. You know, it's this very heavy car. It's heavier than the Infiniti. Again, I always have hopes that they're hot. Don't get me wrong, people. I'm not like, you know, anti-sports sedan. I drive sports sedans that I love. Just these two aren't in that category. And so it's that heavy weight. It's a very disconnected feel. So even though we don't have steer-by-wire like we have in the Infiniti, we have, you know, just electric power assist. There's still no feel with that car. And that's what you find with a lot of cars these days. They have so many features and technologies, and all of those things are just basically removing you from the driving process. And these two cars, great examples of that.
So Paul, just because you've got a red sport or an AMG moniker on the side of the car doesn't make it track worthy.
Yeah, that's absolutely the case. And again, a track worthy car typically is a simple car. These cars are very complicated, and that means it's very hard to really get a feel for what they're doing.
As always, this is Roman and my man,
Paul,
saying thanks for watching, and check out tflcar.com for more news, views,
and real world reviews.
See you guys next time. Ciao.